Hello guys, and a very warm welcome to this session on exporting your data from SAS. Now here we're starting off with a data set that basically where we left it during our last session. So if we go to export and then just enter export product types to, we can choose to export this on our local computer, on your server. I'm just going to stick to my local computer, and I want to export this as a Microsoft Excel file. That's just really giving you an idea of the different types of formats that SAS can allow you to export your data in. Then the wizard will just tell you that it's exporting that product file. If you go to your process flow, you'll see that it's there. And if you just go and sort of navigate on the lower sort of left hand corner, you can find your file there as well, and that's you can navigate through your file system to make sure that the export generated the file it should have generated. Okay, now if we go and basically import the data, we can check that the file's there. So I'm just not going to do it, just want to show you product types 2. I'm going to cancel that, but just really wanted to show you how these things work. Now if we create a new program basically and then rename them, I want to show you how to do an export using proc export. So in this particular case, you just need the proc export statement. So yeah, you just go proc export and then the data option where you're telling it that you want to export under the Udemy library and you want to export the file prod_data lines. You then need via the out file statement or option, so you need to tell SAS where to export to. So in this case we're saying, hey, export this to the prod_data lines CSV file. Then the usual suspects, the DBMS, the replace option, and you're good to go. You just hit run. You can go and check your log to make sure the export went okay and that all is as per planned. You can actually navigate to your process flow and you can find your file there. You can see it there. And this is really a useful, neat way to make sure that your export also went well. Now another option is to use the ODS, the output delivery system. So in this case you just go data products_new. You can set udemy.prod_data lines. So typical data step where you basically just reading that prod_data lines. Now you then define a new variable, for example, which you define as the square root of the price. So that you've got basically your product_news data set. And then if you just go ODS HTML, you're basically telling it that you want to export or send information to an HTML file, which you then specify via a path. So in this case, I want to use the information from the prod_data lines file to this ODS HTML file. Okay, and then you just go proc print data equals products new. You can document your output with the title statement. So revised product prices, for example. Just hit run, and then you just need to close off your ODS statement and say ODS HTML close to close off that ODS section. And once you do that and you run this, you'll basically get on the results tab, you get the results. You also get a log, but you actually also get on top of this the HTML results. So the actual basically if you were to open this with a browser, you'd get exactly the same result. So very neat trick as well. Very useful if you need to export formatted data and formatted results. Okay, so now if you go and create a new program, we've gone through the ODS, so now let's just go through a data step example. So how to export using a data step. Okay, and this is where we're going to resort to the data underscore null underscore option, okay, which is very useful if you do not want to create a data set. So by using this data null, you're basically telling SAS, hey SAS, read the products underscore new data set, but I don't need you to then actually put that onto an output data set. So by using null, you're just telling it, just read it. I don't need the exit or the output of this data step to be another data step. Okay, so then if you just use the file statement, where you just tell SAS where to find the data, it's delimited sensitive data and the delimiter is semicolon, you can then use the put statement to basically specify which variables you want to export, and if you actually use the at indicator, you're indicating at which column lengths or at which lengths you want to export your date, or you want that column to start, really. If you then run with it, you can see that the log tells you that it was properly exported. If you then open it, you actually can see that there you go, you've got different columns all structured and formatted as per the indications that you gave SAS with the at indicator, and you get your results that you can also find under the process flow. So that's pretty much it, guys, and I'll see you in the next lecture.